you will recognize in the words of the centurion, words that we say at every single Mass, words of faith. Lord, I am not worthy to receive you into my house. Lord, I'm not worthy to receive you under my roof. But only say the word, and my servant, my soul shall be healed. We'll be saying those words again today as we wait, as we prepare ourselves for Jesus to come into us once more and bring his healing peace. Looking at the first reading, you might be wondering what's going on there. We've been listening to the scripture from the book of Kings, and over the last couple of days, it's described the historical events where Nebuchadnezzar entered into Jerusalem and took everyone off into exile in Babylon. And then yesterday we heard the text about how he actually destroyed Jerusalem, laid it waste. And so in this text from Lamentations, it's the cry of the people as a result of what has happened. And the writer has given the people a bit of an indication of where the problem was. And he says to them, the visions of your prophets had on your behalf were delusive, tinsel things. They never pointed out your sin to ward off your exile. And the reason for their exile was they abandoned God and allowed themselves to be carried off in sin. And so this is the result. Their suffering was a result of their own sin. And I think in these days especially, we should take note. I think it's worth taking note because the visions your prophets had on your behalf. Who are the prophets of today? The TV, social media. These are the things that really are delusive tinsel things. Tinsel is shining little paper things that actually are nothings. They're here today, gone tomorrow, and they have no substance. And the things of TV and the social media, they distract us. They're shiny, bright things, computer games that draw our attention. They suck us in away from reality, the truth. This thing here, where life actually takes place. And once we start losing our grip on reality, once we start drifting off into these delusive and tinsel things, we forget who we are. We cease to look at ourselves and our relationships with other people. We no longer see our sin. And that just brings death, separation from our neighbors and from God. And it's destructive. So there's a necessity for us to pull ourselves away from the visions of the prophets that we have today, from these delusive tinsel things, and to come back to reality. And the supreme reality is Jesus Christ, God himself, who is here, present, always knocking at the door, so that we can invite him in. Lord, I am not worthy to receive you into my house, but only say the word, and my soul shall be healed. We are inviting him to come in and to bring healing into our lives. And how much do we need healing? Not only physically, but emotionally, spiritually, healing in our relationships with one another. And that happens when Jesus, who is our peace, Jesus, who is our love, Jesus, who was our reconciliation, enters in and brings that healing.